You have seen this exercise all the time in almost everyone's powerlifting training. You see it in most of the programs, and what you see is what we always do as well. And this is the Bulgarian split squats, which is one of the most popular and most commonly used exercise. And today, I'm gonna show you how it's done. Hi guys, my name is Clinton from Technique Matters, and today it is quite special. This is a very special video because we are emphasizing on just one of the accessory exercise, which is called the Bulgarian split squats. We have decided to describe and share with you this video about the Bulgarian split squats because it's one of the most commonly used exercise for powerlifters. Why? Because it's actually quite effective if you know how to do it right. Most of the time you will see in any kinds of powerlifting programs as an accessory exercise, which will actually improve, sort of carry it over for your squats and deadlift movement, which is what accessory exercise should be when we prescribe it to our clients or when you're doing it. So the Bulgarian split squats can be done in many different ways. Some people like to do it with a barbell. Some people like to do it with a dumbbell, kettlebell, or all sorts. But it is all based on a very simple principle, which we have at Technique Matters, and JJ is going to describe to you next.
Alright, hi guys, this is JJ from Technique Matters. So today what we're going to talk about is one of the most commonly used accessories in most powerlifting programs. And the reason why we think it's good if you do it right is because it actually trains a lot of the similar sort of prime movers. It's also actually a really good exercise if you have sort of imbalances, and also it's also a really good exercise to work on your mobility in terms of your external rotation as well as your internal rotation. So we're just going to very quickly show you how you should do it right, explain to you some of the principles that so that whenever you do an exercise, if you follow these principles, you know, more or less you'll get the exercise right. And then we're going to show you some common mistakes that people do with this exercise. So yeah, without further ado, I have Clinton here to demonstrate how we over here at Technique Matters like to coach this exercise. So let's begin from a front view. So Clinton, what I want you to do is to think about you know, kind of putting maybe one foot forward of the other, just ever so slightly, maybe like just one foot in front of the other. Yeah, so that's about right. So what I want Clinton now to do is to think about loading into this hip, and how he's going to do that is he's going to just, you know, stand, use the other, yeah, so he's just going to put most of his weight on the forward foot, all right? And then with that being so he is very comfortable, he has no weight on the foot, and you can also see his hips are like at this angle. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have him to put the back leg on a bench, and what we want is something that's about knee height. So what I want Clinton to do now is he wants to keep this position relatively neutral. So if you come to the side, you can see that he is not hyperextended or he is not overly flexed. So usually what you can do is to think about tucking the pelvis slightly, right, just a little bit, okay? And then what Clinton is going to do now is he's going to maintain this really nice position, head, shoulders, hips and knees, and then he's going to drop the back knee straight down to the floor. He's keeping everything neutral, and he's just going to do that, and then he's going to come up. Yeah, so that's how we like to coach the BSS at Technique Matters. So we make sure that, you know, the alignment is right. So Clinton, can you do one wrong one for me where he is basically just hyperextending the pelvis, right? So you can see that he has this arch in his back. And then obviously he'll start to feel his back, he'll start to feel a lot of different things, maybe even his hip flexors and, you know, different parts of the muscle of the body which we don't really want to kind of emphasize. What we're looking for here is actually the quads and the glutes on the front leg. So we've already spoken briefly about how you're going to do the exercise, and now we're just going to give you a quick way to help you set it up right. So if you get the setup right, it will actually eliminate many of the mistakes made with this accessory exercise. So we're going to show it to you very quickly right now. So Clinton's just going to find a sort of an elevation of the back leg that's about his knee height, right? So it's not, you don't want it too high, you don't want it too low, especially if you are a smaller lifter. Generally speaking, if you use a bench, it might be slightly too high for you. Then you make it a balanced exercise rather than an exercise that is training the quads and the glutes, right? So okay, so once you found the right height, what you want to do is kind of take maybe 1.5 steps forward. So roughly there is just right, and then you want to put most of the weight on the forward foot, and then you just kind of lift the back leg and then just put it on the elevation itself. All right, then from this position, all you need to do is kind of soften the knees, soften the hips. You don't want to squeeze anything because squeezing things will kind of lock it into a certain position and then you won't be able to move, right? And then from here, head, shoulders, hips, and he's just going to drop the back knee down. So when he does that, what he's trying to do is, you can see that the back knee doesn't go straight down. It kind of comes at an angle that follows the rest of his body. So if he tries to just drop it straight down, he has to adjust himself so that it balances. And I promise you that if you just think about letting your back knee kind of track where it needs to go, you will feel a lot of your front foot. Okay, so we're going to move on to talk about some of the common mistakes in the Bulgarian split squat. And one of them is basically starting with a height that is too high, right? So we roughly say that what you can kind of start with is about knee height. We don't want to turn the exercise into a balancing act. We don't want this to be more complex than it needs to be. We don't want you to struggle with balance so that you can't drive enough force and weight through that forefoot. So we recommend about knee height. If you're a smaller lifter, things that you can use might be some blocks. Things that you can use might be, some parallel bars. Things that you can use might be, even some plates or, even a deadlift jack with a bar on it. So these are some options that you have for getting the right height. Make sure you set it up right so that it's an exercise for your quads. You're driving hypertrophy, you're driving output, you're not trying to make it a balancing drill. So the second mistake we're going to talk about is people take way too long a stride length because they want to feel a lot of stretch in their hips or all these different things. We're going to say that because you are feeling it in your hips, then you're probably not feeling it in the muscles that you want to work, right? We have Clinton over here, is set up in a position where the stride length is way too long, so straight away he already sort of violates a few of the principles that we want to talk about, which is that nice kind of neutral back and stuff. So you see that he has this arch over here. You see that his hip flexors here are really stretched out. So most of the time, in order to kind of stay upright, so Clinton, if you just do a split squat, he's gonna feel it a lot in the back leg, in the sort of the rectus femoris and those muscles. And we do not want to make it an exercise that is just basically stretching you out. We want to think about training the front leg, and if you take too wide a stance, take too long a stride, you're just going to feel it in the back leg and you're just going to find that it's really hard to balance. So when you start to put weight on, you're going to move side by side, you're going to feel that you don't have a good center of balance, and most importantly, you're just stretching out all the muscles in the front, so you don't really feel much abs in that exercise, which will not help you to control your core. You also feel your low back, you'll feel your hip flexors and stuff like that, which is not really the point of this exercise. So people will do a lot of Bulgarian split squats with a long stride, and then they'll realize that actually my quads are not getting trained. It doesn't have the carryover that I want to have to my competition squat. So the last mistake that is really important to correct if you want a good transfer over to your low bar back squat is actually, the kind of hip and chest position. And why this is important and why the Bulgarian split squat is a good exercise and an accessories exercise for the low bar back squat is simply because you have relatively the same amount of forward torso lean, right? So if you do a front foot elevated split squat or you do any kind of other sort of lunge, you might feel a lot of quads, you might feel some hams, you might feel some adductors, but it's not necessarily the best because you don't have that same sort of specific forward lean of the torso. All right, so Clinton is going to show us. So if you Clinton, if you just set up in your, just roughly stand at the same amount of torso lean that you have in your low bar squat. So you can see that when you are low bar squatting, you don't want to get too upright, right? So what we want to do is to have that neutral pelvis, not hyperextended. So if you hyperextend for me, so yeah, and then you have that chest up position. This is not how he's low bar squatting. So why would he Bulgarian split squat in this position? It doesn't really make sense, right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to have him have the same amount of torso lean, and then he's going to set himself up in that same Bulgarian split squat. So as he goes down, you can see that at no point is he trying to lift his chest up. At no point is he trying to get upright. And the most important thing that we want to focus on here is this pack position. So if I were to hit Clinton in the core right now, he's properly braced. He has a really nice position so that he can move through this motion. So just execute a few reps for the viewers to see. So if you look at Clinton's videos and stuff, the torso lean is just about the same amount as he would have in the split squat, and he's going to feel a lot of the same muscles albeit on one leg, and then obviously he trains both legs with this exercise. So in closing, we've shown you a really good accessory exercise and how to do it right. The emphasis here is having the right intention, as well as having the right setup and having the right sort of feeling for how you're meant to do an accessory. If you have it in your program and you want to see the carryover and not waste your time with it, you have to make sure that you execute it right. And through watching this video, we hope that you've gotten a better understanding of the Bulgarian split squat, which is a very common accessory exercise for the lower body that I think is that we see in most powerlifting programs. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And of course, if you have any questions, put them down in the comments below or feel free to DM us on Instagram. With that, we'll see you next week.